You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening on a Thursday. It is the bonus hour with Dan Farris right now. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, I'm good. How are you two doing?
Good.
Awesome.
She's accepted my friend request again.
No, I didn't.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I snuck on her phone, and I accepted my friend request on her behalf.
This is the greatest thing ever.
You know, here's the funny thing. I found out I am not the only husband who has a wife who has unfriended him on Facebook.
I believe it.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I remember somebody who their husband wouldn't accept their friend request on Facebook. It became a Dear John letter. And my wife's advice to that person was, if your spouse won't be your friend on Facebook, you need to leave them.
Well,
I don't believe that was my advice.
I'm going to check tape, and we're going to find that.
Okay, it breaks down into different dynamics. I think sometimes maybe it's a good idea. For instance, this is family legend at this point. But between you two guys, but make no bones about it. It was probably 6 or 7 years ago, one of my sisters-in-law built my mother a Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I have not accepted her.
What?
No, it's become family legend. To this day, I have not accepted a request. And I talk to my mom every Sunday like clockwork. We talk.
Nice.
And then more times than I should kind of weasel into.
It's on Facebook.
I saw the grandkids on Facebook and saw them. And I'm like, yep. So, again, is there some reason that... Mom, there are so many reasons. Why? I don't have time to get into them.
My mom is my friend on Facebook.
Well, now it's just become a thing where it's just hilarious.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's become a
So
deal.
you get a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, just one more way for you to track me down, Ma. Nope.
No, thank you.
No.
Here's the thing that's interesting about
Decline.
Facebook. There are people who I know that I've met them through like another friend, and we have only met on Facebook. And then I'll meet them in real life, and we know each other really well, even though that's the first time we've ever talked. I'm like, that's kind of creepy, really, isn't it? Like, I know this much about you, and you know that much about me, but we never met till now.
Yeah, it is. It's a whole
I
new
don't know.
world.
It is very bizarre, but that is the world we live in 2019. And in that same world, we're going to be circling back here in a bit with manly men doing manly things in a manly fashion. And I got it right this time. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Excuse me, haven't I seen you on the MTV?
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris joining us now for manly men doing manly things in a manly fashion. What are we going to talk about today, Dan?
Well, I thought it'd be interesting to get a lady's kind of point of view on what manly men ought to be doing or what manly men think about manliness. And so, of course,
Too bad there are no ladies in this studio.
there's one very lovely lady.
Yes, there is, Heidi.
gotta
That's you.
tell
I'm a woman. I wouldn't say I'm a lady.
And I just come clean. I subscribe to Cosmo.
You do?
Well,
see you reading Cosmo.
Cosmopolitan. And I did trip, and it is out of Cosmopolitan magazine.
Really?
Just a little blurb about, and this is how it is titled: Things All Men Think Are Manly.
Oh, okay.
So kind of interesting.
There we
Is
go.
kind
This
of
is what women think men think are manly.
yeah. Do you
Basically.
understand that?
Yes, I get
understand
it.
the
Yeah.
concept.
Women
A lot of
think
these are,
men
are
think these
kind
things are
of
manly.
kind of basic. Big dogs.
Okay.
Got a big dog.
I can see where they're coming from there. I have two tiny little dogs, so no man points for John now.
I got to tell you what. I've been to your house, and you need to lose those.
They're going to be gone
They're
eventually.
amazing.
They are amazing.
They're 117 years old.
Wow.
I love my dogs dearly.
Cars, not just any cars, big, loud muscle cars that guzzle gas and go faster than we ever need to go.
Okay, I like that too, but I don't have one, so no man points for John yet.
I don't like that. I live that.
You do.
Manly men, according to women at Cosmo, like guns. Well, yeah.
I got some
Yeah.
of those, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got some man
Guns.
points finally, but
Heidi.
so does Heidi. She has more man points than I do right
Some
now.
of that stuff is just to give me steaks.
Well,
Steaks.
duh.
Eat steaks. Leather jackets. Mine is hanging on the chair right
I love
over
leather
there.
jackets.
I don't have a leather jacket right now. I had one.
I have two.
And now apparently this is up for debate anymore. What they're saying is what men think is manly behavior. And right here at number 7, fighting. Fighting. Okay, look at the popularity of MMA.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was growing up,
Well,
everybody boxed. I mean,
watching fighting, and I don't think there's anything.
It's been a long time since I've been
manly
involved in a
about-
fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I can't say that I've never been involved in a fight because I have. When I was young, I was stupid. And I had an older brother and a younger brother and cousins, and so we were always
But see,
fighting.
that is, back in the day, that is how little boys used to settle things on the playground, and et cetera, et cetera.
It's not
et cetera.
the right
That's
way,
what
though.
it was. No, sure, it's not. Certainly solved a lot of my problems, John. Football. Football's manly. It's getting less manly by the day.
I
by the
don't
way.
is, I
watch
agree.
football, so I'm apparently losing man points again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, don't hit the quarterback, especially if he's Tom Brady. And this was, I watched one of the playoff games, I forget it, over the weekend. First female professional NFL ref, man, doing a playoff game.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, she seems pretty solid. I saw a quick interview with her, and yeah, she did a nice job. And
Great.
Nice.
whatever,
Very cool.
seems
That's
pretty
cool.
smart. I thought it was pretty interesting. She was flagging guys for stuff they had done like 2-3 years ago. But manly men like explosions. Yes, we do.
I do like explosions.
I like
That
explosions.
is the best part of the 4th of July. We're like, think about that. We celebrate our independence by blowing stuff up from China.
Blowing stuff up is amazing.
But is that really the right way to celebrate our
It
independence?
just doesn't matter.
America rocks.
It's an excuse to blow
Anybody got
stuff
more of
up.
those
You want
Chinese
people-
fireworks?
Yeah, you want people to show up, blow stuff up.
Yeah, it works.
Guys will just inadvertently just like building something. Could be anything.
yeah.
Just building.
Oh yeah,
I
he
love to
loves
build
to
things.
build stuff.
Sometimes I like to just draw what I'm going to build and then show Heidi, and then she tells me, just don't do that. Well, that saved me a lot of time.
And I like this one a lot because this is really true too. Number 14, manly men think it's manly to be good at something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Case in point. For instance, who can drink the most beer?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a
The
thing, but it's
Guinness
stupid.
Book of World Records
That's
is
why it's named after
an
a beer.
exactly perfect
Yeah. Guinness
explanation
beer,
of this fact.
they knew
and
that.
it's mostly
and they
men.
put a book together and said,
Yeah,
who out there wants to be the best in the world at
Yep.
some dumb
Well,
thing?
that's how like competitive eating started.
Oh, yeah.
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 You look at that kid off the East Coast wins the Nathan's
gosh, and
hot
they're
dog
so
eating
tiny.
contest every year. I mean,
65 hot dogs. How in the world? I have
I ate
2
one
and I'm
hot dog
stuffed.
and I gained 50 pounds, and this guy eats 100 and some
That's
of
it.
them in 30 seconds, and
That's more than that. But
he must go and puke them all up or something
Well,
right
there's-
afterwards.
Man caves are manly, obviously. Cigars. And again,
I love
Heidi's a fan.
cigars.
And this is me to a T. Throwing the GPS out the window.
oh, I'd love to do that.
Do you use
I
it?
like to use the
I do not.
GPS.
In fact, I don't even have one in my car. I do not.
We just have it
go.
built into our phone now, and then our car has one built in. It's funny because we had a vehicle that the screen for the GPS got broken. I'm not going to say who, but somebody lost their temper and smacked it.
Huh.
A person's in this room laughing right now, but I
Wow.
won't say who she is. But the screen went dark, and every once in a while, like going to adjust the radio, I would bump the screen, and then it would start giving me directions to someplace, and I couldn't turn it off. Recalculating, I'm like, just stop it. I'm trying to drive. Take a right. Recalculating, I'm like, that. I have no idea where you're sending me to, but
No, as long as I've got
Going
gas
there.
in the tank, I literally figure I'll get there eventually.
yeah, what's the rush?
And
We'll
I
figure
do.
it out.
So far, so good.
Yeah, you're here.
Some manly men doing manly things in a manly fashion. This particular piece brought to you by Cosmopolitan magazine, which is all about women being women, but it's really about how women can get and keep a man, which is not the, you know what I'm saying?
It's not really that hard.
This is possibly one of the most
I
lame publications ever.
used to get this magazine.
If they were honest, they would put out one issue and they would
It's
never
gotten
need to change
so
it.
ridiculous. It is so horrible now.
Yeah, I haven't read it in years. I guess I didn't read it years ago either, so I've never really read it, but I've seen it before.
My subscription's up in 2022, so I'll have to rethink it. I'll have to revisit that when the time comes.
All right. Coming up, we have water cooler talk. That's on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris
You heard it on your Walkman radio?
on Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Time now for water cooler talk brought to you by Aqua One. And what are we going to talk about right now?
Boy, this is tough. I don't even know if I want to get into this, but again, times they've changed so much. Day is night, night is day, and cows are sleeping with horses and dogs with cats. And it's back in Pierre. Our new legislative session is getting jacked up. And again, congratulations to Kristi Noem, first
absolutely.
Female governor of South Dakota.
I don't even like designating that.
Yeah.
Female governor. Yeah, she's the first.
She's the governor. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of doing coffee with Kristi once. She would never remember who I am, so when I drop by, she ain't gonna let me in the house.
We've got a photo in our house. It's funny because
do.
somebody just pointed that out the other day. I forgot it was even there, but it's a photo of my beautiful bride over here, Heidi, and I. She used to be my friend on Facebook, but she's not anymore. The two of us and Kristi Noem on the steps at the Capitol in Pierre.
Nice.
I don't remember taking the photo. Like, hey,
It
when was this?
on
I was like,
our day at the
when was
legislature when we were there with the whole bus load of
I don't
people.
ever remember her being there because she should have been in Pierre or should have been in D.C. What was she doing in Pierre that day?
She was there.
Well, here's part of what they're dealing with now. Your tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen, are revisiting the transgender
Oh, good Lord.
athletic participation situation.
I just don't even want to go there.
Well,
I mean,
I'm sorry, but our legislators are.
yeah, I think it's a bad idea to open that can.
It's
going to turn into a big mess no matter what side you're on.
Yep.
A lot of people are going to be upset, and when it's all said and done, no matter what you come up with for a solution, it's not going to make everybody happy. It's going to make a lot of people mad. So,
Well, the bill they're talking about here would basically just go, you know what, the athletics you participate in will be based on the gender noted on your birth certificate.
And that's exactly the way it needs to be. I agree with that.
They give some
completely.
compelling reasons for that. You know, when you start breaking things down, and you're seeing reports really from around the world. Anyway, so some pretty big time athletic competitions.
Oh, yeah.
transgender.
Yeah, and then they're kicking everybody's butt. Well, of course you are.
Well, it's different. I mean, just take, for instance, I'm an old hockey jock, okay?
Yeah.
Grew up playing hockey, coached Pee Wee hockey here in this town years ago, whatever. Really liked the game. Big part of the game of hockey is checking.
Yeah.
As the fabulous Gordie Howe once said, there's 3 parts to hockey: forecheck, backcheck, and paycheck. But it's a physical game. When you get into women's hockey now, which is fun to watch, and the United States has a
there's checking
pretty
there,
darn
too.
good, not really.
It's maybe not quite the same, but
really. In fact, it's not really a thing in women's hockey. John, look at me.
okay.
Women are built different.
I know that.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Well, your wife unfriended you at Facebook, so maybe you should know a little more.
I remember reading an article about it once in Cosmo.
But just genetically and even dynamically and things of this nature. For instance, my son, who was Special Forces Airborne in the military.
Awesome.
There's a big push to put women in, put them on the firing line, boots on the ground, whatever. And I asked Luke, who is a very, very smart kid, compassionate kid, respectful kid, great kid. He didn't even hesitate. He just went, no. And I was shocked. I said, what do you mean no? He goes, it completely changes the dynamic of everything. Huh. I said, so you're not saying they can't do the job? He went, oh, no, not at all. Not at all. But all of a sudden, the rules change. With boys can't be boys anymore on some level. So it gets kind of weird when you start digging in, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole transgender thing, well, for the only, and I can only speak from experience, it was probably, I want to say it was 1998. And I was trying to join an Asian gang because I was feeling super Asian. I was just bleeding Asian.
Okay.
And they wouldn't let me. They blackballed me.
His name's Dan. Hashtag boycott Dan.
Yeah,
just so you got that ready.
Just based on the fact that they said I wasn't Asian. Well, whatever. Fine. I wished them well and just
I bid you adieu.
Stormed off. Good day, gentlemen.
I will take my gang business elsewhere. Wow, this has been something. I don't know what it was. Whatever it was. We got something else coming up. Entertainment news of the day on the way. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
What is that thing you're doing?
It's technical.
It's one of our little toys.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thank you so much for listening on a Thursday. You okay over there, Dan? You gotta get back to entertainment news
I'm
of
a
the
little
day.
concerned now. We have a former wannabe gang member,
Yeah.
Asian
That was
gang
that was
member.
back in the 90s.
Hey, Heidi,
You've
people
outgrown
change.
that since
People
then.
change, Heidi. People change. He's apparently changed a lot.
Ain't no shame in my game.
So what do we have for entertainment news, Dan?
Oh, because celebrities are.
Fabulous.
This was interesting. Who somebody considers the most popular, most celebrated, or most famous celebrities from each state. We don't have time to do that, so I just broke it down to our immediate little
the ones right around
Midwest
here.
area here.
Awesome.
Okay, $4 million, which I certainly can't have, nor would I give you if you win, out of Iowa. Who's considered the most famous celebrity?
Ashton Kutcher.
Wow, that's really good because that's true.
Is it right?
Yeah, Ashton.
I just sent him a message the other day. I didn't know we were friends on Facebook. He and I are friends on Facebook. My wife and I are not. But I invited him to be on the program with us for Movie Star Monday. So we'll see.
This is just so random. Ashton Kutcher, nothing better to do. Oh, John from Sioux Falls. Better get back to him.
Yeah. I've not heard back yet. I don't know why.
Wow.
He probably looked and said, well, his wife's not even his friend on Facebook.
Yeah, he spent a few childhood years in Cedar Rapids, as a matter of fact. So there you go.
I know some people who know him.
He also has a twin.
Yes.
This is another biggie, out of Minnesota. I did not know this, and I'm a fan of this guy.
Let me think here. Minnesota.
And in the news a lot.
Did I just talk to him recently or no?
I don't think so.
Kevin Sorbo's from Minnesota, but I doubt he's the one on the list.
It's Chris Pratt, actually.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
I
didn't know he
love
was
Chris
from
Pratt.
Minnesota.
He's from up in the Northern Ireland.
I didn't know he
Virginia,
was either, but
Minnesota.
I love him. I think
Wow.
he's fantastic.
I've sent him messages on Instagram asking him to be on the show. I'm kind of looking a little stalkerish right about now.
God, I love that. That's just so funny.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man? See if you want to be on the show.
North Dakota, and I'm not real clear on who this guy is. Apparently, he has a recurring part in the Transformer movies. Josh Dunham.
I don't know.
Josh
who that
Dunham?
Is he that puppet guy?
No,
Oh, that's
that's
Jeff
Jeff.
Dunham.
Josh Dunham's out of Minot. Apparently, no one cares.
I'll have to check into that now.
From Nebraska, out of Omaha, Gabriel Union. Lovely young lady.
I'm not sure who that is.
Do you know what is she on?
Stuff.
I think she's like a side. Yeah, again, we'll put her. Let's see, Gabriel and Josh Dunham are going together. This particular radio show doesn't care.
I'm sure they're lovely people.
I'm sure they are. If you're in their fan club, tell them we said
Well,
hi.
if they aren't friends with John on Facebook, they can't be much.
Is there? I mean, I never heard of them.
Who do you think it is out of South Dakota? Take a shot.
Is it Bruce Williams from Williams and Ray?
It should be, but no.
Actually, he's from Wyoming, so it'd be Terry
is
Reed.
it the chick that graduated from here in town?
Oh, January Jones?
January Jones?
Is it
It
January
is
Jones?
indeed.
Is it really?
January Jones. Yeah.
I've actually sent her a message on Twitter as well.
I believe you have.
Kind of a stalker,
Anybody that
man.
knows her. Say, you should do the show so John will leave you alone.
She was Betty Draper on Mad
Edmund.
Men. Yeah, and
We
actually-
liked her
Edmund.
on Last Man
Edmund.
on Earth.
Yeah, she was on Last Man on
We
Earth.
loved that show.
Well, it's interesting that they chose her, but I guess she'd be the most current. And Mad Men was a huge hit.
It's a big deal, yeah.
For a number of years. But, just in case you don't know other people out of South Dakota, Cheryl Ladd.
She's from my hometown of Huron, South Dakota.
And there's a Cheryl Ladd museum in like a cafe, a little back room or something.
Not anymore.
which is-
They tore it down and built a Walmart. I'm not even kidding.
It's a Walmart now.
The barn restauant where she worked, and people freaked out when they were tearing it down because
I'd
that's
freak
where
out,
Cheryl
too.
Ladd worked.
In case you don't know, she made her big splash replacing Farrah Fawcett on Charlie's Angels back
Yep.
in '77.
The thing that was interesting about that barn restaurant, I remember one time when it was snowing, everything was closing in town, like schools were out and everything, and somebody called the radio station. And this is back before we had internet, so we couldn't check on their website or anything. But they called and said, "Hey, can you do me a favor and let everybody know the barn restaurant is closed today?" So we announced that on the radio, and nobody went there that day. So even people who were working didn't go in. The owner of the restaurant ended up becoming a big fan of the radio station and advertising with us because he's like, if you can shut me down for the day, like imagine if we were advertising, inviting people in. But I just thought that was kind of a cool thing. That was the place that she
Another
worked.
group of famous people that are from right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the entire cast of the new blockbuster hit Deary.
That's right.
Off the wall. Yep.
It's coming to world premiere 1 week from this Saturday.
If you don't have your tickets, you better get them because you're going to miss out.
How
You'll
can
be
you get
kicking
those
yourself.
tickets? How do you get those tickets, guys?
How do you get those tickets, John?
sunnyradio.com. There's a place right there. And I think the official tagline is now, no regrets and no refunds.
Perfect tagline for a perfect movie.
It really is a lot of fun. Well, is that all of the celebrities that we were going to talk about?
Oh, yeah. Well, again, from locally, or Brock Lesnar, who's fantastic.
Yes.
Tom Brokaw, who I sent
Yeah, yeah.
a
Oh,
fruit
yeah, Tom
basket
Brokaw.
to and charged it to a competing radio station. Mamie Van Doren, who's a huge fan of mine. She's been dead for a million years. And, of course, and boy, he made the news big time during the playoffs, Adam Vinatieri.
There you go.
NFL place kicker, currently with the Colts, and I'm guessing at 46 years old, and that missed field goal to tie that game. Adam's coming back to retire.
There you go. See?
That's my guess.
I sent him a message to be on the show as well.
He should.
I'm just
Great
kidding.
guy.
I have it.
Fabulous career.
Half the stuff I said, I was just teasing. I don't want people to think I'm a stalker. The other half I really did send because I am a bit of a stalker. All right, Dan, thank you so much for coming in.
You bet. My pleasure.
We're going to wrap things up with our John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Again, hashtag boycott Dan. If you need help spelling that. I'm just kidding. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris
By the way, why are we wearing bras on our heads?
on Sunny 93.3.